I know what a lot of people out there are doing when they are new to cryptocurrency. They make this one mistake that after your first cycle, even after your first couple of years, everybody kind of figures this out. But I was just like you when I was first starting out in crypto. I made the mistake of thinking that the technology makes the number go up. I, like so many people, we call it mid-curving. Another way to say it is maybe overthinking or focusing on only half of the story. The technology in cryptocurrency does matter. But the thing about cryptocurrency is that the tech alone, you can't program the number to go up. You can't program people to care. So if you've done your research and you're doing your own research, you're Googling all the coins and you're reading the white papers and you're reading the websites and you find stuff like Algorand. And you say, oh, well, Gary Gensler, the appeal to authority. Mr. Gary Gensler, the demon of crypto. Well, it turns out his coin that he actually did this, guys. But before he started attacking everybody in crypto, he was praising Algorand as an innovative tech solution because Gary is like so many of us out there. Gary's also just a crypto noob, like a lot of us watching. We all go through this phase where we think the tech can save us. We think the big brain coin is always going to be the best coin. But the technology did not save Algorand. Let's take a look at the price chart, shall we? Let's look at the log scale even. It's down 88% after 5 years. This thing launched right around the time that HEX launched. Actually, you'll see a lot of coins like this from last cycle that, yeah, they're back a little bit, but they're not making new all-time highs. Let's take a look at EOS. EOS has a nice website. Look at that shiny website. Look at all the buzzwords. Seamless experience, real-time connections, creators with purpose, leveraging, resilience. I love that word leveraging. That is a business lingo word. Speed, scale, shaping the future. Okay, look, this was, who was this? Brock Pierce. I believe Brock Pierce had a pretty big role to play in this. This was 2017, by the way. I was around back in the day. This was the 2017 bull market. And Brock Pierce, he created Tether. So he created something pretty good. And then he created this EOS network. And let's look at EOS. Womp. Not a whole lot to say about EOS. Let's look on the log chart. Ever since 2017, it's kind of down only. Right? Because the community is the asset and the mind share is the asset and the marketing is the asset. You see, the thing about a lot of these founders and just people in general, especially in crypto, it's a tech nerd's paradise. Okay, cryptography and economic modeling and all these nerdy things that I like. I like them too. And you read the white papers and it does make you feel smart. I get it. But it's not often that you have, what typically happens with these crypto people is that they're really good on the tech side, but they're not so good at the marketing side. Your average developer is not also a persuasion expert and a marketing expert and a sales guy. Now, once in a while, you get like a Steve Jobs. Okay, Steve Jobs plays both sides of the field. Once in a while, you get a Richard Hart character who does understand both sides simultaneously. But oftentimes, you get like a Charles Hoskinson who is, big brain tech bro. Now, respect to Charles. I'll offer an olive branch, okay, even though he talked a lot of crap about us. But the reason he's doing so is because he thinks that superior technology is what's going to get all the users. When at the end of the day, guys, here's the real secret of crypto. Network effects, adoption, onboarding, education. The only thing that makes the price go up is people pressing the buy button. And they can't press the buy button if they don't know it exists or if they don't know how to do it. So let's take a look at one of my favorites, IOTA. This one has some controversial history with even Mr. Richard Hart, the founder of HEX and PulseChain. He used to talk a lot of crap about IOTA back in the day. Look, 2017, down only for the whole cycle. Now, things do pump in a bull cycle regardless. IOTA is a perfect example of a multi-cycle coin, but it's rare that they break all-time highs. You've got IOTA still doing pretty good. I mean, look, from 25 cents to $2.16 in the previous bull market on its second cycle, when the technology is actually a piece of literal trash. I mean, these are still better gains in the stock market, guys. I hate to say now, I am staying far away from IOTA personally. And we can look at the history of IOTA. It's actually a very funny one. You've got Richard Hart talking a lot of crap about it. Here, let's take a look.
state, as you describe it, you don't see it ever.
Shit land that sucks, you use a fucking testnet. You know what testnet coins are worth? They're worth fucking nothing, okay? And you want to know what IOTA should be worth? It should be worth fucking nothing because it's a fucking testnet. It should be burnt into the fucking ground. It should die. It's losing people millions of fucking dollars and stealing mind space and stealing mind share from projects that can...
It's losing people millions of dollars, and then so many people want to back that up because they read the white paper and they feel good. And what reading the white paper and reading all the websites and all the tech, what it does is it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, oh, I understand what's going on. You know, there's a Wojak meme for this. You guys know what I'm talking about, the big brain Wojak. So we've got Davey over here. Very, very anti-Richard Hart. Look at this. This is from 2022, everybody. Presenting the one and only Richard Hart. Red flag, not his real name. Red flag, Tony Robbins, not his real name. Red flag, Tom Cruise, not his real name. Davey. Is that short for David? That's not your real name. Red flag. Pyrite Democracy. Red flag, that's not his real name. AKA the Spam King. See, people just hear things and they parrot them out. They echo them because it sounds good. Another red flag. Oh my God. He did email spam 10 years ago. The CEO of HEX and PulseX. Red flag. So these people that talk shit about Richard don't even understand what he built. Okay? There's no CEO of HEX. There's no CEO of PulseX. There is no CEO here. Is there a CEO of Bitcoin? No. Is Vitalik the CEO of Ethereum? No, but people that don't understand what they're talking about get online and they get triggered by Richard Hart calling out a piece of technology, saying it should burn to the ground, it should die. Showing his true colors. Now, you can see how two people watch this. One person that understands the technology of IOTA, and one person that probably bought a bag and just wants it to go up. By the way, sorry, Davey. I'm sorry, Mr. Davey here. Your investment's not doing so good. It looks like your investment burned to the ground. So, the fact that this post got 2 likes, I mean, it speaks for itself. You know, there's some people that just go on and talk about, I mean, look at his profile. I don't discriminate. I hate everyone equally. You know, some people are just miserable. And we know misery loves company. But try to take both sides of the argument here. Why is the bad man talking bad about IOTA? Well, quick search for IOTA hack. IOTA's been hacked over and over and over again. It lost victims $1.97 million, $11 million hack. And their team was basically just fighting with each other. And I do feel bad for the other guy on the team whose own founder was suing him, right? The IOTA founder that lost everyone's money is actually planned to return their money. This David Sanestebo guy, he's kind of like the good guy founder. And then there was like a bad guy founder. That's what happened with IOTA. And the bad guy founder got triggered and couldn't take any criticism. And he actually tried to file a complaint to the SEC against Richard Hart. The first time, this was back in 2020, believe it or not. And why? Because he didn't want to face the truth that his IOTA project actually lost people millions of dollars. His thing lost people money. And he gets mad. So look at this Richard Hart quote. Did you know that if you call out a failed coin on Twitter, bag holders will rise from the dead and tell you they are in it for the tech and that you're paid FUD? This is true, guys. This is true. Here's another one. This is a document of the one IOTA founder suing the other IOTA founder. And the whole thing is just a dumpster fire. You know, nobody wants to touch this thing. But this was one of those tech coins. Why did people care about IOTA? It was because it was a tech coin. And we could look over here. Oh, this is just another $2 million attack. Leaves payment processor on MoonPay open. Jeez Louise. I mean, look, it's not even worth talking about things like this, but the reason I am is because people are attracted to these tech coins. EOS, Algo, IOTA. I'm picking these 3 because they don't have a large community, and I'm probably not going to offend that many people at this point. People get very offended. Look at this. People get very offended when you talk bad about the thing that they put money in. But they don't ask the question, why did they put money in this thing in the first place? It's because they thought that tech makes number go up. And in reality, network effects. It's called Metcalfe's law. The value of an ecosystem functions as a square to the number of participants. Theoretically, so if you 10x the number of participants in the ecosystem, you 100x the value, or 100x the price. Now, it's almost scary how close to reality this actually works. When you talk about daily active users, for example, PulseChain has about 10,000 daily active users. We can take a look right over here. Daily active wallets is about 11,000. So if we get to 110, 111,000, in the bull market, that would be roughly a 10x of the daily active wallets. And maybe at that point, we'd be roughly at 100x of the price of PLS itself. And who knows what the endpoints would be. The lower liquidity coins like PulseX and HEX and INC and all these other coins could be much higher because they're lower liquidity. So it's very rough. There's no way to actually estimate Metcalfe's law because, as we know, not every user puts in an equal dollar value. One user that puts in $1 million is worth, 1,000 users that put in $1,000. And the actual dollar value put in is directly what makes the price go up. That's how you calculate the number going up, right? Because DEXs function as a square, right, of the price. If you double the bid side liquidity, you 4x the price on the other side. Look, it doesn't even matter. The point of this story is that I understand where you're coming from. When I hear people online and they say, well, look at the Solana website and look at the PulseChain website side by side. This is why PulseChain hasn't pumped yet. Or, wow, can the devs please do something? The famous meme, guys. Famous meme. Can the devs please do something? Now, rest in peace, Rock Hard Nick. I don't know if this guy passed away. He might have. RIP. But this is the meme, guys. This is what a lot of people think. He represents the people. Kind of, probably in crypto. The devs don't make the price go up. Okay, the number of updates to PulseX. People say, oh, well, PulseX hasn't gone up because there hasn't been a lot of updates. Meanwhile, if you look at the code, there's been maybe 10, 12 significant pushes to the code. But never mind that. People will hang on every little thing like, oh, we don't have enough centralized exchanges, or we don't have enough features. We don't have single-sided staking on PulseX. That's why the price didn't go up. Look, I get where you're coming from. I do. But that is not correct. Because like we saw, we got an exchange for PulseChain, and the number went down. And then the exchange scammed us and delisted us, and the number is still down. So, exchanges are a whole other topic. I looked at that more of an advertising thing, getting in front of eyeballs, because you shouldn't really be using centralized exchanges. But guess what? We have an exchange. It's called Coast, 0xcoast.com. The number one place to buy PulseChain, to link your bank and start buying today. But you can build all these things, and you're still a victim to the greater market forces, to the macro. Crypto's a risk-on asset. What does this mean? Risk-on means that only when people in the macro, normal people, you only get retail normies coming in when they feel like they have enough money to spend. When the government's printing money, when times are good, and when people will find a way to get in. Because they don't care. When the price doubles or triples, all of a sudden, no, it's not too hard anymore. Now, all of a sudden, now I can find a way to create an account at Coast. It's like creating the account is not the barrier to entry. The barrier to entry is that they don't have an emotional reason to buy. People are emotional creatures, and we have all kinds of biases. And one of our strongest biases is appeal to authority, and sometimes we place the authority on the technology. So we place the authority on the big brain tech. Oh, this one's got ZK snarks, layer 2, blah, 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 whatever the buzzword is of the day. AI powered, of course. But let's just detach from everything. The number one skill that's going to help you with your emotions, it's going to help you sleep at night in crypto, is not only zooming out, but what does zooming out mean? Detach yourself from the game and realize that it's all a game. And realize how good we're doing. 1.2 million total active wallets on PulseChain. You know a good metric that's even better than daily active users is volume. Because you could have a little bot user trading around 1 penny all day long, right? But that doesn't generate volume. PulseChain is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in the top 6 among chains that are 5 years older than PulseChain. Chains that have been around for 1 or 2 cycles already. And PulseChain is beating them by volume. On-chain volume can't be faked. We're doing like between $10 to $30 million of daily volume on chain. Think about what this means. Think about the fact that this is where people are doing things. This is where people are trading, and it's verifiable, and they're doing it the right way. If we were listed on 50 different low D-tier exchanges, sure, it might help people feel better. Oh, we have all these listings, but can you even quantify how much of the trading is actually real that's going on these random little low-tier exchanges? Because they're just branches. They're just branched off tiny little liquidity pools that typically have bots that generate wash trading to help the exchange look good, right? It's all fake numbers on centralized exchanges, and nobody can audit them because the company can do whatever they want. On-chain, you can't lie. And on-chain is telling us that PulseChain is where people have the mindshare. So at the end of the day, we just need to wait for retail to come back and realize that it's all going to be okay because you're playing a game. The game is see how many eyeballs you can get, see how much attention you can get. It's an attention economy. And see how much FUD and emotional distress you can handle. Because right now, guys, I want to congratulate everybody that's still here. Only the courageous tribe is left. Only the people that really want to win are in the game right now. Market sentiment, if you Google HEX and PulseChain, it's not going to look good right now. And if you tell your friends and your family, like I don't enjoy telling my friends and family about this really cool thing I'm excited about that looks really, really good, looks like the entire asymmetric play of the cycle. This looks like the ticket, the golden ticket in every other angle, except for when I tell people that I really care about to do their own research. And then they do a quick Google search because that's what doing your own research means, right? To 99% of people. And you see fake news plastered all over the homepage. No sources. Source? Oh, the Finnish government sent me an email and told me this. Okay, who initiated the case? Oh, well, it wasn't us. It's not the Finnish government. We're just a party to the case. Go back and contact the FBI. Oh, you mean the FBI that works with the SEC that Richard's about to beat? So if you could see past that, that's why you're in a position to win. If you could see past the FUD, the tribe, the community, the PulseChain people that are crazy enough to believe when the mainstream media is saying bad things, everything in this game is designed to shake you out. The best possible plays happen at the time of the most maximum possible pain, depression, and FUD. Imagine if you bought Bitcoin after Mt. Gox got hacked. Imagine if you bought Bitcoin after the Silk Road went down. Mt. Gox got hacked and the Silk Road went down back in the day, in the first cycle of Bitcoin. And imagine how easy it was because every single headline was Bitcoin, the money laundering, drug lord smuggling coin. Oh, and where do I buy it? Oh, I buy it on this Magic the Gathering card game exchange that just stole everyone's money. Or I go to localbitcoin.com and I get robbed at gunpoint or something. So emotion drives the price. And eyeballs and attention and storytelling drives all the emotions. And the game you're playing at the end of the day, yes, it's about the tech. Can anybody shut the tech off? Is it truly decentralized? Yes. Is the founder fighting for us or is he running away? Well, what do you believe? Is the community getting bigger? Yes. And at the final root of it all, when you realize the game, is it's just a battle of storytelling. We've got some expert level storytellers. Shout out to your friend Sami, all these other guys. Hundreds of people on YouTube and Twitter driving the narrative and telling the story and speaking it into reality. And the market cares more about the story. They care more about how they feel than they do about the tech. So that is the lesson here. I know it might not feel good when the price is down, but there's no amount of features that you could add to make somebody less scared of the headline, Richard Hart sued by SEC. Now, what you can do is you could tell them, look, there is no entity that can ever stop you from buying this or stop you from holding this as long as you're doing crypto the right way. The definition of crypto is holding your own private keys in your crypto wallet, writing them down, and then it's censorship resistant. It's the closest thing we have to digital cash, self-sovereign peer-to-peer money. So it puts the money back into your hands, into your control. And the PulseChain community understands this inherently. We all do. Is that it's also the only shot that we have to outpace inflation. It's the only asset class we have to really have a moonshot asymmetric upside to break us out of the matrix, break us out of the rat race. Look, you can do real estate. You can do stocks. You can do bonds. It's going to be a little bit slower though. You can start a business. Even starting a business, well, that's probably the best alternative, still gets outperformed by people that picked the right cryptocurrencies. So do we have the right cryptocurrency? That is up for you to decide at the end of the day. I couldn't be more confident that we're in the right time, the right place. Okay. All this FUD. We see coins with good press, like Chainlink, Cardano, people that are all nice and friendly with CoinDesk and Cointelegraph and the mainstream crypto sources of news. We see them get nice articles, and it still doesn't matter when the market is down. They're still down 80%. So it's okay. It's okay. That's how the game works. Realize what you're holding at a fundamental level. Realize the technology you're holding. Realize that I'm in it for the tech. That's not the game we're playing. Remember you're playing a game, and remember the game you're playing. Guys, like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. I hope this helps somebody somewhere. And don't lose faith. We're the ones that believe. We're the delusional believers that will win in the end. See you on the next one.